everybody, like my will to keep going in life, we are here to break some stuff in Shipbreaker. What is this? Shipbreaking Simulator, whatever this is. And we're going to play it today, because that's what we do. There's a piece swinging around up there. That does not look safe. We have not completed any parts of our contracts here, and it is ridiculous that we have not. So we might do a little bit of exploring today. I'm not even sure how we're going to get back on the ship. I think we've pretty much knocked out every ladder. Yeah, we have definitely knocked out all the ladders. So, I think... Oh, no, oh! Okay, that's falling. Reminds me of Dying Light. There we go. Oh, there we are. Okay, nice. Now, I think we want to get to the top deck and kind of work our way down, I think would be the best way to handle this. Because there's a lot of debris in here that we need to deal with. Let's take all this while I'm standing here, I guess. But I think we should do it top down, because it just makes more sense. Okay. Let me see. Let's come up here. Yeah, because look at all this crap up here. We can just knock off one thing at a time. Oh, I hear electrical stuff. Okay. Oh, it's literally the handles right there. Okay, can you hit the truck from here without causing problems? Nice. No, we can definitely deal with that, but I like it when you do the action to do it and it just doesn't care. It's just like, no. I want to get that big turret off the back of there. I need a lot of aluminum, and I feel like a lot of that stuff is not made out of aluminum because it wouldn't be heavy duty enough. Duty. All right. I also think this wall should come down to make things a bit easier here, but we'll worry about that in a second. And then grab all this crap. Again, we're just clearing the uppermost part of this. And then we can start taking it down. What do we have here? We need chest, box, ladders. Look at all this crap, eh? All right. I'm just going to make that fall. There we go. There. There we go. What happened? What was that? Something broke. Oh no. Okay, what? Oy vey. Okay, here. Dude! Thank you. Okay. All right. Get all this knocked out. Don't know why I didn't finish that part off over there, but sure. Microphone's getting away from me here. All right. Sometimes I'll bump it and it'll slowly start to rotate away from me. I'm telling you, like, I know every freaking streamer uses the Shure SM7B, but I can't sing its praises enough for the fact that it has a built-in shock mount, so you don't have to buy a separate shock mount. Because I'm rocking no shock mount on mine, and that's if you ever watch YouTube, if you don't know what a shock mount is, it's that bungee cord sprung thing you see that's around all the microphones. So when you bump something, it absorbs the shock of it. And you don't hear the thump in your thing, but mine has that built into the actual microphone coil. So if I tap my mic, you can barely hear that tap. There you go. See, look at that. Beautiful. And when you have your mic attached to your desk on an arm like I do, like every time you touch your desk or bump your desk or move, you say you're using your mouse and you lift it up, put it down, you'll hear it through your microphone. In the early days when I couldn't afford an arm or a shock mount, I used to put my mouse on top of a bath towel and put my mouse pad on. I had a hard mouse pad at the time. I put it on top of there, and it would eliminate a lot of the bumping sounds when I had to leave my mic on my desk. Got to make do with what you got. My first videos were made on a terribly old computer. And you can hear it in the microphone. The microphone's the worst. And I remember some YouTuber telling me, I'm not going to say who, but a fairly large YouTuber stumbled across my video looking to play the same game, said, hey, you'll take off faster if you just get better mic quality. Everything else is fine, just get better mic quality. And so I did. I saved my monies, got a better mic. You'll never guess which one. The most common one that every YouTuber starts with. The Blue Yeti. Which is a fantastic mic for the price. It's just, it picks up a lot of background noise, so you need a fairly quiet environment to do it in. But otherwise, it's a lovely, lovely microphone. But you can get started really cheap. You can buy like I'm not sure they make it anymore, but they used to make one called the Blue Snowball, which is a very cheap microphone for the quality you're getting. And as long as you know how to do a little voice, put some voice filters on to cut some compression on your voice, you can go a long way with that cheap mic. There's a lot of pretty big YouTubers that do commentary videos that are still using the Blue Yeti. Now, the Blue Yeti is a bit more expensive. Than the Snowball, but it's pretty good. Sorry, I was swallowing. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're pretty good at just taking off this top layer. There we go. Happy holidays. I kind of had Christmas music stuck in my head. Books likes listening to Christmas music, so I always put it on her car radio for her. There's a radio station around here that runs all Christmas songs all around Christmas time. So I never change the radio station when I'm driving her car, so it gets in my head. When I drive somebody else's car, I always use the most minimal amount of change in settings I have to drive it comfortably. Oh. Is that going to hit? Please hit. Yes. Okay. Oh, no. Bye, buddy. Well, poop. Oh, you can't just break that, eh? Oh, here we go. There we go. Don't want that to happen. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Perfect. I feel like I'm just trapped in here. This is a hole of emotion. I can tell right now. Excellent. There we go. You know, this time of year, uh-oh, here comes the mental health tip of the day. This time of year, things can feel really outside of your control. So I recommend making sure you take time to just stop. Right now, put it all down. Yep, put it down. You don't need that third cup of coffee today. Put it down. And just chill. Like, don't do anything. I'm not talking like, oh, sit down and watch TV. Just take 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and just do nothing and sit there. Just be like, oh, okay, just raw dog it, as they say. Just sit there and just take it in. You don't have to meditate or anything ridiculous like that. I'm not saying anything like that. Although meditation does work for some people very effectively. For me, for example, it doesn't do much. So, but just taking that time to kind of like sit there and do that every day over the holidays, especially if you have stressful family, and you know what I mean. You got to take that time. And just chill. I promise you'll feel better. Okay. Being on the go all the time, or being in your head all the time, is not healthy, and it'll break you over time. But yeah, enjoy the silence, because you're not gonna have a lot of it over the holidays, especially if you got one of those families that does like a ton of stuff. Like, oh, we're gonna have grandma and grandpa and 18 cousins over and da 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 da. I thankfully, as a young person, did not have family that we ever saw. So. And not that we hated them or anything. It's just our family doesn't do that kind of stuff. We don't get all the grandmas and grandpas and everything together constantly. We saw my one set of grandparents semi-regularly, and that was it. And, like, for example, I have, on my father's side, I have, four cousins? Is that right? Let me just think here. I'm trying to remember. 4 cousins, I think. Let's see. 4. And I haven't probably seen them in 25-ish years. I was just a tiny thing last time I saw them. And they lived fairly close for a long time, for a lot of that. Like, they lived about half hour, 45 minutes away for like half of that. It just was never important to my family. So I didn't get that stressful stuff. But, you know, holidays are, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, just watching everybody else have to run around is stressful. Like, that's, especially if you're still like working your normal work shifts because you don't celebrate. So, like, you're watching all these people and they're stressing and they're upset, and you're like trying to help them out, and they're working retail this time of year is terrible. I used to do retail this time of year and I would never do it again. And credit to the people that do it. You are superstars, every one of you. You deserve a lot more credit than you get for what you tolerate. And I hate it when people say, like, well, that's their job. It's like, no, their job is not to take abuse. That is not their job. Oh, and if you're mean to, like, people at stores and stuff, you can suck on my big left toe. I'll tell you that. Those jobs are not easy. Dealing with that all day. Be nice to them. Put a smile on your face. Even if you gotta fake it, just for them. Just be... Oh. I don't think so. You'll feel better as a person if you make someone's day. So, like, too many grouchy people out there. actually got invited to my cousin's wedding that I hadn't seen in that long, and I was like, I'm not going to that. I don't know who you are. I appreciate the invite, and I did, RSVP it and say I wasn't coming, but I was like, this is weird. Like, we haven't seen each other since we're so tiny. And then also was in British Columbia, and I live in Ontario, and if you don't know Canada, that's like 3,000 miles. And there's no way I'm doing that. Or I guess more like 3,000 kilometers, I guess. But yes. Yeah, I'm not doing that. To go visit somebody. You have to have some pretty good gifts before I'm going to do that. Now, but make sure you take some time for yourself. The holidays aren't just about pleasing everyone else. The holidays are about taking a break from everything. There we go. Oh, yes. Oh, this is going quite swimmingly, but I didn't think that one was going to hit. There we go. I'm learning that taking it all down at once can be a little bit intense. So I'm trying to take it down in smaller sections. And I think my graphics card is a bit happier when you do. Actually, I would say it's the CPU that really struggles. You know, I was looking at, because I need to build a new computer sometime soon. And I was looking at moving to the AMD platform, and I really am weirded out by that, because I've had a few over the years, because I'm the guy that just builds a computer based on speed. Like, so if you've got the fastest chip at the time, that's the one I'm buying. And currently it looks like that's true with AMD, but that's not necessarily true with stuff. And give me that. For example, I was looking at the 9950X3D, and it is a fast chip. But it's fast, but I run everything at 4K, right? Like, I run all my stuff runs at 4K. When you get to 4K, there isn't a lot of difference between the highest end Intel chip and that, and then the Intel chip ends up being significantly cheaper, like in Canada anyway, by like margins of a few $100s. And I'll tell you, the two computers that I have given to books over the years that have failed, both been AMD chips. Now, I know, don't get me wrong, I know Intel's had some problems recently with their 13 and 1400 series with problems, but they seem to have figured that one out. But I'm not knocking AMD, I'm just saying, when it comes to that, that's always in my head that every one of them has failed on me. And my old Intel 6700K is currently running as a small server in my house with no maintenance on it in 5 years. It still does its thing with no problems. So, like, and the only thing that's ever gone wrong with that system is I had to replace one of the case fans. And that's it. And you can't really blame Intel for a case fan they didn't make. Looking at you, Corsair. Okay. You owe me a fan, Corsair! That fan only lasted 7 years. But both my 3000 series AMD and my 5000 series AMD chips have both been dog water after a few years, and they worked great when I got them. And it's not a knock against AMD, it's just I don't think it worked. I don't think it can handle as much content creation and stuff. Like, I think it just, when it comes to that, it's too much for it. But there is the argument that, boy, you can get some hella good frame rates out of those AMD chips nowadays. So I'm still considering. I never write anything off. Like, if if it's good, right? So I'm never gonna write AMD off, but that thought is, you know what I mean? That thought's always in the back of your head. If you know what I'm talking about. Yoink. It's like I've had really, really, really good luck with Samsung phones, and I'm just like, oof. Like, my sister would love it if I moved to the Apple ecosystem, and it's just like, man, I don't know. Like, I've used Apple stuff, and I'm so used to using my Android stuff. Do I want to switch at this point? And I'm never opposed to changing anything. You should always be willing to, like, try new things. So I don't want to write it, again, I don't want to write it off, but I definitely want to think about it if I'm going to change. And by the way, you know what's a great gift if you have parents? And you got a couple $100 to spend and you want to buy a gift for your mom or your father or somebody, is me and my sister got my mother, and Books actually helped out with it too, because it was actually Books' idea, an Aura picture frame, which is like a digital picture frame, but a really nice one. And you can what's now, digital picture frames are nothing new. That's not a new thing. But what's cool about the Aura, and I'm not sure if the other ones do it because I don't know that much about them, is you can add people to the Aura account who can then add pictures to the picture frame. So if I have a good picture, say my mother likes pictures of the dogs and cats we have, I can send a picture to her Aura picture frame. And it shows up on her stuff, and she thinks it's just glorious. So yeah, I think that if you have parents, especially if you're away from them, like you're in college or something, it'd be a good gift because you can send stuff to them. Or in my case, I harass my mother with it a lot. And then she tells me to F off. My mother is a smart lady, I'll tell you that. She knows what to tell me of. Yeah, but you know, holidays are supposed to be about family and stupid crap, right? So yeah, if you do have any suggestions for, because I'm currently looking at building. Let me take a drink of my soda pop here. The one Intel processor, because it just does so well at 4K. It's not any worse than the 9950 X3D, and I use DaVinci Resolve to edit videos and stuff. And it's a little better in that than the AMD chip is. So opinions would be nice. And no fanboy crap. Just honest technical opinion. Oh, that's already broken. What am I doing? Is it worth getting the AMD chip knowing that at 4K it makes no real discernible difference? And that's what I run all my stuff at. Oh. And also, too, the one thing that's never been a problem for me is it's with power consumption. I don't care. It's like gas in a car. It's like when I bought my Mustang, someone's like, you can get this, I can't remember which car it was, that had a Turbo 4 in it that was about the same. I think it was less horsepower, but it was lighter, so it was about the same acceleration and 0 to 6 times and all that. This, and it's like, yeah, I don't care about gas mileage. Like that never enters my mind in the conversation when I'm looking at cars. Like if it was going to be like a daily, every day, I drive it 150 miles to work and back every day, then yeah, that's something to consider, but that's not my use case for it. My workplace is only 12 kilometers away from my house. Oops. There we go. Oh, come on, don't hit that railing. Oh, yes. Well, he's you know, sometimes I get mad at him because he throws it at the wrong time, but on average, he's a pretty good thrower, I gotta say. I'm assuming it's a dude just by the sounds he makes when he throws. Even Monica Seles didn't make those kind of noises. She was a tennis player. You have to I guess you have to watch tennis. I like tennis. I think it's fun. It's a fun sport to watch. Played it a little bit, awful at it, but it's fun to watch. Actually, I can say with most honesty that there isn't too many games or sports that I won't watch. And I love a good sports video game. Like, as a Canadian, I like my NHL hockey games. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people that do too, but it's kind of built into our blood here. And there's nothing better for me than getting the buddies over and we all sit down and play a game of NHL together and just have a laugh. Have a laugh, but like just a good laugh. It's like when Rhea and Rob play some stupid road trip game. It always turns into something hilarious. I don't think I could convince Rob to play hockey with me. I don't think Rob is a hockey fan. There's actually, for my community day, there's a free game out there. It's called Puck. And it's like this really intense hockey simulator where you have to use like your mouse to move your stick and stuff. And it's like way over the top. And I kind of want to do it for community day because I think we'd all be so bad at it that it would be hilarious to play. Look at that. I got the whole level off of that. Oh, hello, gun. What are you doing here? There we go. Now these big guns on these ships, these big like huge deck guns. What are they made out of? Are they just straight up iron or steel? Is that all that is? Because I don't know enough about them to be able to. I'm not qualified to comment on what naval guns are made out of. I see you hiding there. You're trying to hide from me. Okay. Sometimes stuff tricks you and you think it's consoles. You think it's something when it's not. You think it's already fallen down when it's not fallen down. And it has lied to you. You're a liar. You're a garbage liar. Okay, let's get rid of this. Whoa! Okay, that's a big asshole. All right, you go over there. Let's see here. Back up these stairs. Come on, buddy. Oh, we can take that. Yoink. Oh, it was a broom. Is this... Where's my flashlight? Is it V? There it is. Really doesn't add much, you know. Oh, ladders. I think I needed like 4 of those. That clock was 5 kilograms. I want to point that out. That 5 kilograms is like 15 pounds. So I don't know what these people are making clocks out of on naval vessels, but they are heavy. What's in here? Looks like there's something in there. Also, I think this is aluminum here. Ammo! Nice. There. And away you go. Okay, let's see. That should be... Oh, look at that. We got chests. We just need 1 more ammo box and 1 more ladder to complete that. To Tyler Hendersword. That's an interesting name. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Every once in a while it freezes when you move around. Freaks me out a little bit. There we go. It's just a lot of random art. You go into like a room and it's full of cleaning supplies and you'll find like art. That weirds me out a little bit. Oh, toilets. There we go. Oh no. Somebody made a mess. Tee-hee. Okay. Off you go, bud. I'm going to clean up this. It's like I know there's something buried in the bowels of the ship that I need to get out. Hunt through it's awful to find it. Okay. Also, I think we need paper. So I got to make sure I'm collecting those little things. Is there? Yeah, paper. Look at that. We need 250 kilograms of paper. Now, with the amount of junk that's on this boat, it's probably not going to be as hard as I think it is, but it's still a lot of friggin' junk on this boat. Oh, we got another electrical thing. Oh, how now, brown cow? Uh-oh. Perfect. Okay. Well, this friggin' hole again. God. You know, I'm going to clean this out while I'm here, because why not? There's some more paper here. We need that. Normally I would do this deck by deck, but what is that? Oh, that's a side gun. A lot of fire extinguishers. Oh, more ladders. Nice. Okay, whoops. That's one of those things, and then I can claim that contract. Nice. Like I said, I'm down here. I might as well grab it while I can. Toilets. There's always paper in the toilets. People be reading in here or slopping up their poops. Poop slopping, poop slopping. Now, you know, it doesn't have the same ring to it. Sleep driving does, which is, I'm pretty sure at this point, the my most recognizable song I've ever diddied. Let's see here. It's hard to sing in this because you can't sleep break ships. It doesn't really roll off the tongue. Sleep breaking, banana, sleep breaking. I don't want to stop because I'm making lots of money. I'm not. Okay. God, look at these. There's so much crap on this ship. Good gravy. What's up here? Is there something up here that I don't know about? No, we're good. So we got that done. Nice. Okay, that's... Oh, God, itchy face. Okay, what do we got here now? Aluminium. God, we need a lot of that. Beds. Like, so many beds. There must be like a birthing... Oh, just look at me. As I say it, I find them. Okay. Oh, I see you. Give me that. I was going to say, it must be like births here somewhere. I was going to say birthing deck, but I was like, that sounds like you're just making babies on a boat. Yeah, this is where we make the babies on this part of the boat. This is where they'll come out. Isn't this a war vessel? Don't ask questions. All right, we got a replacement. We had to replace people when we lose them. There, look at this. Oh, little plastic schmutz right there. There we go. All right, there we go. Come out this side here. I like collecting the stuff. Oh, I saw the dartboard. Hey, dartboard, come here, bud. Okay. I like doing the cleanup part. Makes me feel important. More beds. Well, I definitely found out where everybody's sleeping. Now, here's the question. Do you think they tell each other ghost stories when they go to bed? I would. This is the tale of the mariner who got wet. Ooh. Okay. It was a cold night in November when the witch of November came stealing. Uh-oh, here comes. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down to the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Jeez, look at all this stuff. Being on the lower deck here is a boon for finding random crap. Okay. Not to mention, I've pulled 350 kilograms out of here about 15 times now of just junk without actually having to dismantle anything. Like, how much more plastic am I going to find? They always have more than you need, usually, but not always when it comes to, like, the acids and stuff. Also, too, if you've been watching my live streams, what do you want to see next? More SnowRunner, or do you want to see more Minecraft? Comment below if you've been watching. If you haven't been watching and you still want to make a suggestion, that's fine, too. Your opinion will not be included, but we'll pretend. So, no, I'm kidding. Because over the holidays, I plan on streaming a bunch because I have nothing else to do. So, I don't know why I took holidays at this point. Oh, let's see. Oh, we got some more beds here. I wonder how many beds. I think it said I needed like 100 beds. Who sleeps beside the turret like that? That seems like an awful spot to put a bed. I can hear my keys clickety-clacketing. There we go. That was the deck below us, so... let's see here. Is this the door to the outside world? There we go. Okay, I'm not sure. Get that stairway out of the way. There's just a whole gun just laying here. I feel like I'm not qualified to handle weaponry like that. Like, I work a hammer. That's all I do. Like, I'm not qualified in any way to handle anti-aircraft weaponry on a ship. Or point defense weapons, I guess, is probably a better way to put that. One of my favorite things to do in Space Engineers was to put, when I was building a ship, is I'd put turrets on the side for that were manually controlled for people that could shoot at vessels that were coming in from the side. Worked really well. And the second they add water to Space Engineers 2, I'll be doing a series on that. Now, you can, yes, and this is where everybody comes in. You know, you can just change some stuff in the game files. Yeah, but I want it to use it when the developers think it's ready, not just because I can. I feel like they didn't want to release it yet for a good reason, and I want to respect that. As a person who used to be a computer programmer, there is no worse feeling than when your code leaks. It just hurts. Or like you're working on a project and then like it leaks. I remember listening to the guys at talking about at Valve when Half-Life 2 leaked. And the version that leaked was nothing like the one they were going to release. It was an early version. And so they completely pivoted in the direction they were going. So everybody had this opinion of the game before it came out. There we go. There. There. Whoop. There it is. There we go. And this can fall down. Thank you. This can fall down. Thank you. There we go. I wonder how much more plastic and stuff I need. Paper. I don't need plastic. Oh, I do. Look at that. God, I don't even got half of it. There we go. There. Oh, there we are. And here. Excellent. Well, I think we are at a good stopping point once I remove this. It's a natural stopping point. But yes, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please leave a comment, maybe subscribe. Maybe tell your friends to subscribe, or your dog, or your chicken, or your cats, or Santa Claus. If you see him, tell him Scape's looking for a new bike. And if you didn't like this, well, you should probably find yourself a really YouTuber, because I'm not much of one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love every view I get. SkapeGote. There's a bathroom below. You can tell by the blue walls. Ouch.